Close all the curtains. Stay on the phone. We are the monsters holding you still. We are the gallows.
Hey everybody, it's Anna J. Wallner with the Author Library, and today I have with me Kathleen Stone. Kathleen, would you like to introduce
Hi.
yourself to everyone?
Hello, I'm Kathleen Stone. I am an independent author of 5 novels, and I live in the Midwest of the United States. That's it.
Did you guys have some of this bad weather that just came through, or?
I'm in Wisconsin, so we've had a lot of snow.
You're used to snow.
Imagine. We're used to it though. But I think we've had a lot more than we normally get, even for the Midwest. Our cars have been dead. I mean, it's just been with 35 below wind chill. It's been a really crazy winter. But since everybody's at home, nobody has to drive anywhere. So that's actually not such a horrible thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's been kind of a crazy winter everywhere. And I'm glad that you were able to reschedule, because last week was I didn't have power. So there was no way for us to chat. And but thank you so much for
no problem
for this
Not
morning.
A problem.
I really appreciate it. As you said, you have several books out, and you already have one entire series that is complete, the Head Case Rock series.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that series, about those books?
Sure. The series follows a fictional rock band. Imagine in your head like the 80s hair bands, if you will, kind of along the lines of Poison or Motley Crue, that kind of thing. But the difference in this band is that the drummer is a female, and she's the main character. So it's really her story, but you do get the point of view from the other members of the band, who are all male. But she's married to the lead singer in the band. So it's a 3-book series, and there's a lot that goes on, as I'm sure you can imagine, in the life of a rock star. I don't want to give away too many details, but it does span probably, I think it starts in 1988, and the last book ends on New Year's Eve of Y2K, actually. So they just go into the year 2000. So
what's the name of the band?
The name of the band is Pages.
Pages. Okay.
Yes. Like pages of a book. Yeah.
Where did you draw inspiration for that? Do you have a background in music? Or are you just a music lover in general?
I don't have a background in music in any way, but I am a big music fan, and music is a big part of my life. I love going to live shows, which has been awful, since the whole lockdown thing, because I haven't seen a live show in almost a year now. But I've always been a big music fan from the time I was really little, because my mom and dad always listened to music. But my husband at the time, back in the end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s, we befriended a band, and we started working for them. So nothing that I wrote in the books are true. I mean, none of it is based on truth whatsoever, but I would say the inspiration came from that experience.
From actual experience.
Going to the shows with them and working the merchandise booth, or doing this or doing that. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm still friends with all of them to this day. They're just really great guys.
That is so cool. I've been to my fair share. I've been to 3 different Ozfests.
Nice.
Nine Inch Nails concert. Yeah,
I love them.
I know, I do too.
I love them. I think I've
Trent
seen
Reznor.
them. I
Trent
think
Reznor
I've
is
seen them
awesome.
3 times. Yeah, yeah, they were amazing.
Twice. You got one on me. And I can't find any of my concert shirts anymore. I don't know what happened to them all. So I think they got lost in the move, or maybe I
Yeah,
don't know. But what I would give to have those back
I know.
from
I know. I
from
had
the
my
early
favorite 9 inch.
2000s
Yep, my favorite 9 Inch Nails shirt. I don't know what happened to that. I
with the
mean,
teeth
I had to.
on that I remember last
Yeah,
with the teeth.
yeah. He is such an amazing musician, but the stuff he's produced as well is just out of this world. Just love him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you also write. You've also written "Whispers on a String," which follows two best friends, Lonnie and Rue. And
Right.
this one, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said yep, right?
Oh, and it's won multiple awards.
It has. It's won 4 awards total. It's received 1 honorable mention, 2 finalist awards, and then the Independent Author Network's 2020. I'm trying to remember 2020 Women's Fiction Book of the Year. So yeah, I was really stoked when I got that one. I think I heard about that back in November. So that was really exciting because, when you put your work out there, it's like presenting yourself to the public raw and naked. I always use that because that's how it feels, because you just don't know what the reaction is going to be or what people are going to think about your work. And just to be able to say, hey, somebody actually liked it well enough to give me this award, it really does make a difference. And it just, I think it came at a good time, because I was thinking, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. It can be discouraging, being an independent author and doing everything on your own. And while I was getting ready to publish my new release, Tell Me You Love Me, I just got to a point where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. It's hard. That sounds like I'm whining, and I don't mean it to sound like that.
No, we all
as an
sympathize with you at some
yeah,
point.
yeah, indie authors have to work, a million times harder than traditionally published authors who have all those people working for them, your marketing team, your book cover team, your editor, your this, your that. There's just so many facets of it that as an indie author, we don't have that. The burden is all on us. And to be honest, I'm okay with that, because I like the freedom to be able to do things the way I want, to not have to be on a traditional publisher's schedule. Because when you sign with a traditional publisher, it doesn't mean your book is going to be published, even in 6 months or even a year.
A year,
Sometimes
right?
it's 2 or 3 years before that book
Right,
sees the light of day.
right.
And I kind of like the freedom of being an indie author, because everything is on me, and then I'm the only one to blame if it doesn't work out, and it's
No,
hard work. It's hard work.
it is, but I'm right there with you. I enjoy having the, I guess, control over, and like
Yeah,
a little bit controlling whenever it comes to my book, because you get to make the decision on what what creatives you want to do and what ads
right.
you want to run, and it really is all on you, your finished product, from the first sentence to the last book published
Right. Right.
and marketed.
Right.
So, but your most recent book that you just mentioned came out
Yes.
in December. Tell Me
Yes.
You Love Me.
The end of December. Yep.
And it seems like it's a pretty kind of intense book. where did you get inspiration for this book, for the story?
Well, last year around this time, it was February of 2020. I was really sick with a kidney infection. Not to be TMI or anything, but it's important to say that because I did not have COVID or anything like that.
Right,
It
right.
was right before the whole COVID thing started, and I was really, really
Just
sick,
before.
and I was on antibiotics, and I had this really high fever, and I was waking all night long in fits and starts with this really high fever that I just couldn't break. And this story actually came to me in my dreams. And I knew what the story was from the beginning to the middle to the end. And when I was feeling better and I had a chance to process all of it, I thought, oh no, I can't write this book. This book is not for me. This is not a book that I would choose to write. But because I was actually at the time working on the companion novel for Whispers on a String, which tells the story of Lonnie and Rue from Lonnie's perspective.
Oh,
So I was in the middle of that when this happened, and I thought, oh no, I've got this other book I'm working on. I can't be distracted, but I did let it distract me. And as much as I kept saying this is not the book for me, I'm not the one to write this. It had to come from me, obviously. And it was a difficult book to write because it's the story of April and Augie, who are thrown together at 5 years old when his father and her mother get married after knowing each other for 2 weeks. So they're kind of thrown together. And it tells their story from 5 years old until 20 years old. So it's a span of was that 15 years?
15 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do math. I'm not good at math, but 15 years. So it's the story about them and how a family tragedy ends up throwing them into stardom. They become the faces of Hollywood at a very young age. And, Hollywood can be a very dark place. We see the glitz and the glamour and the fame and the money. But what people don't see, although we are hearing about it a lot more often these days, is about what happens to children in Hollywood when people are not paying attention to them. And this story takes place in the 60s and 70s. So it was a completely different time than it is now, where people really weren't paying attention to anything that was going on other than the fame and the money and all of that. So the book is about the two step siblings and how they take care of each other when all of the adults in their life are just they're not taking care of them at all. It's
kind of
like
living the high life of
right,
enjoying the Hollywood glam and
right.
success.
So it's all about these two step siblings and how they take care of each other, and at a very young age, how they promise that I will always be there for you. I will always take care of you. And it's the story of their life and what happens to them throughout the Hollywood lifestyle and those kinds of situations. So it was a tough book to write, which is why I didn't think I was the right one for the story, but
it wouldn't let you go.
No, and it wouldn't. And I don't know if you're familiar with Elizabeth Gilbert's book, I think it's called Big Magic. She's the one that wrote Eat, Pray, Love.
Okay,
with that book.
I do know that book, yes.
Yeah, it's about the creative process and writing and all of that. And there was one part in that book that I will never forget. And she talks about how we don't choose the stories that we write. The stories choose us. And when I read it, I was like, yeah, I can understand that. But then when this story idea came to me out of nowhere, I was like, this is what she's talking about.
And the fact that you knew the entire story from beginning to end. you had it in
Right.
your mind.
Right.
It was,
I mean, obviously I had to fill it in because it was a skeleton, but I knew
course.
how it was going to start, how it was going to end, and I just went with that. And it was a struggle at times, but and it's probably the most intense thing I've ever done. But it's only been out a couple of months now. A couple of months now. But
Yep.
so I mean, I'm getting really great reviews from the people who have read it so far. So that makes me feel really good. It's all worth it. It was worth all the tears that I cried.
to explore such a sensitive subject in a deft and sensitive way is certainly an art, to be able to do that. And I absolutely love the cover, which you guys will have seen at the beginning, and I'll have all of the books here in a little bit and at the end. And make sure to check out all of Kathleen's links in the description below for all of her books online, and make sure to check out Tell Me You Love Me, which is out now.
Yes.
So,
I absolutely love the book cover.
I do
it's
too.
Actually, my boyfriend actually was able to take the vision that I had in my head and make it a reality, because I'm not good at that stuff, but he really is. And for anybody who reads the book, the cover will make sense because it actually depicts a specific scene in the book. So I'm really proud of the way it turned out, and I think it really turned out well.
It is very eye-catching whenever you're scrolling through Twitter or Instagram, and you see it, you immediately it is eye-catching. So
it is.
And it is a fantastic cover.
Yeah, I just love it.
But yes, thank you so much for coming on today and taking the time to be patient with me and reschedule.
No worries. Not a problem at all. Life happens, we all have things. But this was
very
fun.
true.
Thank you so much.
Well, guys, again, check out the links in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any upcoming content. Kathleen, I can't say it enough. Thank you again for being so patient and understanding with me, and for rescheduling. I'm so happy that you were able to come on today.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, guys, everybody out there, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again soon.
Close all the curtains, stay on the phone. We are the monsters, holding you still. We are the gallows, up on the hill. Answer the question, is God on your side?